So welcome back to some more Pokemon SoulSilver. Last time, we kind of just put in a bunch of codes with Primo and the Violet Gym, Violet City's Pokemon Center, and went on our way south to Route 32 where we got our next team member, that being Jag at the Mareep. And this time, I completely forgot to go and catch that Rattata off screen, but that's fine because there's an easier way to go and grab him, so I'm not too worried about it. Actually, I don't need it. Well, yeah, I actually don't need it because I'm pretty sure Onyx can just learn this. Yeah, okay. But yeah, this time we're going to be going into Sprout Tower. Now, it may be weird that we're going into there, but the gym is literally locked off for us right now. I guess I can go and show that real quick. But the gym is locked off from us being able to enter it, so I'll just go and showcase that. Yeah, this guy's standing on the button. Yo, champ in the making. You must be here to challenge Faulkner, the gym leader, right? You are quite welcome. Almost. This city has a tower called Sprout Tower where trainers come to train themselves. Challenging Faulkner may be too difficult if you haven't gone through their training. Yeah, he's going to force you to go to Sprout Tower, which is weird, because this was not the case in the original games. In Gold, Silver, Crystal, you never had to come here. But I guess it's cool. Sprout Tower is pretty cool. Very creepy music a little bit. A bell sprouts over 100 feet tall. People say that it became the middle pillar here. I don't remember bell sprouts having wood. See the pillar shaking? People are training upstairs. That would freak me the hell out if I was here. Sprout Tower was built long ago as a place for Pokemon training. Only those who reach the top will receive a wonderful move. You got me intrigued. So, on these later floors, we have monks who want to battle us. Isn't this kind of against your whole monkism thing? Like, aren't you not supposed to fight? Whatever. I'm not a monk. Sage. Oh, they're sages, never mind. All of these guys primarily have Bellsprouts, and they're very easy to take down, so as we're going through, well, this fight was just going to get annihilated with a crit hit, nonetheless. I'm going to go over the new Pokemon you can find here. And by new Pokemon, it's literally just one Pokemon. Ghastly, only found at nighttime. It's a poison ghost type that becomes a really speedy special sweeper. It's a really nice attacker in that case. It's incredibly overpowered, especially since it retains its ability of levitate in this generation. And it's just super awkward to deal with because of its typing. Its only weakness is being something it can take care of. Along with that, it learns a wide variety of moves such as Shadow Ball, Psychic, even Focus Blast. Be aware that while it's not frail, it's not very well known for its defense, so do be aware that it can still be knocked down. It's just incredibly fast and can knock down an entire team easily. Got ourselves a Paralyze Heal. Other Pokemon you'll find here are Rattatas. So, I guess, again, I don't really need the Rattata, but I will go and catch another Pokemon later that will be helpful for something later, aka HM moves, but I digress. Sage Chow. You have an unfortunate name. So, Sprout Tower is really not that interesting. As I said, in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you are not required to go here, which is weird in my opinion that they forced this, but I guess if you need more training. And I'm going to demonstrate something here that one of the guys in actually it was the teacher that told us about this in the training school. Sending out a Pokemon. Of course, when you beat the Pokemon, you'll gain XP, but when you switch, this is called switch training, this will split the EXP gain between the two Pokemon instead of just the one. As long as they enter the fight, they will gain XP. So, for our Mareep here, I'm going to do that for a little bit because I did not grind off screen. I'm going to save that for later. When it comes to grinding off screen as well, I'm only going to grind off screen to the level of our highest level Pokemon unless if I say otherwise. So, for example, if I were to go and grind off screen right now, Jag would be allowed to go up to level 12, and that's it. Because, I will say, the leveling system in this game is bad. Well, the system not bad, but the level curving and they don't give you a lot of high-level trainers to fight until near the end, and when you do fight them, they are ridiculously hard to kill because they're so high leveled. So there will be times in the journey where I will go off screen and grind to certain levels, but trust me that I'm not going to go overkill. I'm not going to be like level 50 before the second gym or anything like that. Quick attack is just better tackle. It's more powerful and it's 100 accurate. I'd rather have that than tackle. See you later, Chow. And we're getting the instance of seeing our mother take some of our money. Now, thankfully, Sprout Tower's not that big. This is technically your first dungeon of the game. Dungeons in Pokemon are really not that bad, but once we start getting into caves and such, it's going to be a little different. I guess while we're fighting this guy, I want to mention something I kind of wanted to mention last episode, but I never had a chance to mention it. I've mentioned him before, back in Pokemon Scarlet, but can I say YouTube friend? I'm gonna say YouTube friend. I hope that's allowed. But more recently, at the time of this recording, YouTube friend. That's what I'm gonna say. A good YouTube friend by the name of Nutch. Highly recommend his stuff. He actually started a Pokemon LP of his own, and at the time of this recording, nobody knows I'm actually working on this. I've kept this very under wraps and all that, so for right now, Pikmin's still going, but I just kind of feel bad because it kind of feels like I'm stealing his idea of doing a Pokemon game, but he's doing Pokemon Leaf Green, so hey, if you want to watch a Gen 1 playthrough, watch his playthrough of it, because it's actually very entertaining. I like his stuff a lot, so. Anyways, and if you're watching this, Nutch, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for accidentally stealing, well, I didn't really steal anything. I've had this planned for a year at this point, but, yeah. It's just very ironic that he had started a Pokemon LP right before I was going to start a new one, so. Which is, again, it's kind of funny. Along with that, he starts Gen 1 of all things, which, again, ironic since this is Gen 2 technically, even though it's Gen 4, Gen 2, but then again, he's doing Gen 3, Gen 1, so I don't know why I'm rambling about that, but I do like his content. I do recommend watching his stuff. He has good videos on such, so he's a good LPer. That's why I like watching his content. Anyways, I'm actually going to swap Jag to the front because one of these sages up here, I'm going to not call them monks because I'm pretty sure there is a massive difference between a sage and a monk, so my bad. Starting with Sage Jin, who has just Bellsprout. Yeah, they really like their Bellsprouts. But yeah, I mostly just want to switch train Jag a little bit because, well, the first gym is a flying type gym, and I'd like to have Jag get all the glory if he can. And Vine Whip, you are so pointless. I feel bad for all these Bellsprouts. It really paints Bellsprout to be a really bad Pokemon. It's actually not a bad Pokemon at all. It's a classic grass type that a lot of people used. It's a good alternative to Bulbasaur back then, so hey. 2 more. And one of these I'm pretty sure has a different Pokemon that's not a Bellsprout. Considering that if they pull out a Weepin' Bell, that's going to be kind of overpowered, but whatever. They just still have a Bellsprout. You suck. So another thing I want to mention too is with the leveling things, another thing that really sucks in this game in particular is the money. These trainers do not give out a lot of money. And even when you saw me buying a bunch of Pokeballs, I don't have a lot of money to spare. Now thankfully, you shouldn't have to buy a bunch of things, and the problem is just there's really no way to grind money until late game. So I very well say, try to save your money, don't buy a lot of things right off the gate, because once you run out, you're screwed. So that's why I'm being very stingy. Sage Troy, who has a Bellsprout. Okay, I swear to God, one of these has a Pokemon that's not a Bellsprout. Also, Jag is getting a lot of levels. This is, the switch training's working out really good here. I'm very surprised. But, yeah, I'm hoping that the egg will hatch soon. Because I do want to show hatching the egg. And, well, maybe that's what I'll do for the remainder of the episode. Try to hatch those eggs, because Silkma is actually kind of helpful for one thing that I didn't mention last episode, so There it is, Hoot Hoot. You haven't seen this Pokemon before. You could have ran into this thing a long time ago, back in Route 29, I think it is. But it's only at nighttime, so keep that in mind. Hoot Hoot. With your oh, you don't have an electric-type move yet? Never mind. All right. You're going over to Felix. How do you not have Thunder Shock? I thought you had Thunder Shock at level 9. Whatever. Oh, God. Here we go. Here's the fun part of Hoot Hoot. Hypnosis strats. We haven't seen Sweep before. Sweep is a status move that will basically immobilize you for up to 5 turns. I believe it's from 2 to 5 turns in this generation. So, yeah. I did say before that this was Hoot Hoot's main strategy, is just to put you to sleep and then pummel you. Or later on, put other statuses like Confusion and then use Dream Eater. Thank you for waking up. But we are at our Blaze ability, which means we just one-shot that guy. Pretty helpful. Yes, your trust is real. And I am going to swap on over to Felix now that I'm thinking about it, because again, this is what speedrunners do. I'll talk more about that in a second. You showed us what you've got, and it is indeed good. Take this technical machine. However, you should care more about your Pokémon. The way you treat your Pokémon can be too harsh. Remember, Pokémon are not tools of war. He calls himself the Elder, but he is no match for me. Sure enough, those who lecture how you should be nice to Pokémon, they cannot defeat me. All I care about are strong Pokémon that win every time. The rest of them don't mean anything to me. Up, up, and away! Or just disappears from the fabric of reality. One of the things I want to mention is that using Blaze ability is a thing that a lot of speedrunners will do. They'll purposely get hit enough to where they activate Blaze on Cyndaquil. That way, Cyndaquil just one-shots everything. It's a risky way to play, but it's an interesting one. So good of you to come here. Sprout Tower is a place of training. People and Pokemon test their bonds to build a bright future together. I am the final test. Allow me to check the ties between you and your Pokemon. This guy is elderly! Quite literally. Starts with a Bellsprout, not giving him a bio because he's not really a boss. He, I believe, just has 2 Bellsprouts and a Hoot Hoot. I'm pretty sure that's all he has. We should be able to just one-shot his entire team because of Blaze. Either way, Cyndaquil is just really powerful. Level 14! Getting close to an evolution. Hoot Hoot! I would send out Jag, but, why does Jag not have a freaking electric-type move yet, man? I don't know why. I forgot how late Mareep actually gets one. Oh, we got Burn. That's another status that I can demonstrate here. Burn status kind of acts like Poison, where it will deal damage over time, but it adds the benefit of having the, well, burnt Pokemon's attack stats. So, now keep in mind, if they hit a critical, it ignores that lower, so just be wary that you could still get hit by a really powerful critical move, but I digress. It shouldn't be too bad. And there goes the last Bellsprout. So much for training. If anything, you made me more overpowered. Ah, excellent. Oh, I was right when I was saying we were close to an evolution. We're getting it right friggin' now. Evolution to Quilava. It's just better Cyndaquil. The way you battle is quite elegant. You should be able to stand up to Faulkner. And you should be able to make good use of this. It's a technical machine called Flash. Take it with you. Why is this not in HM? When a Pokemon learns Flash, you can illuminate caves no matter how dark they may be. You can try it on Bellsprout, for example. Why is Joey calling me? Hi. Are you sleeping in? Do you remember my super cool Rattata? My Rattata is different from regular Rattata. It's like my Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata. Do you know what I'm saying? I gotta put that on silent. Over here is an escape rope. Which... No, I'm gonna just run through here because there's stuff I want to talk about. I do recommend saving that escape rope if you want to save your money. Yeah, I'm being that stingy about buying things. And man, finally we run into a Pokemon. We haven't ran into anything. Starting off with Quilava, we haven't seen the instance of evolution yet. Evolving Pokemon has a lot of good benefits. For one, certain Pokemon will evolve into Pokemon that have different abilities and the such. So there is the added advantage of that. Quilava is exempt from that because he still retains his Blaze ability. He retains that for the entirety of this evolution. But another thing is, I'll show real quick. His stats are her stats are jacked up now. When the Pokemon evolves, their stats go up with it, so it matches what that evolution is. It's pretty good. Now, there are advantages of not evolving your Pokemon. For example, and I believe this is in later gens, but I'll say it here in case it is for this gen. Unevolved Pokemon have a XP multiplier attached to them, so they gain, I think, about 20% more XP for as long as they're not evolved, which is kind of cool. Along with that, there are certain items that help with Pokemon that are not evolved. For example, the Eviolite. It is the Eviolite. The Eviolite will make it to where the unevolved Pokemon has increased special and defense stats, or special defense and defense stats. So there are competitive reasons for not evolving a Pokemon, and that could be helpful for Pokemon that requires trait evolution, such as, well, Geodude's line. Or hell, even Onix's line, which is kind of overkill. How close are these to hatching? Doesn't seem close, doesn't... Okay, that's going to be fun. So, there is, I guess there's one other thing we can go and check out before we start trying to take on the gym. And that is, well, yeah, we'll just head down here. I would take care of this later, but we can take care of it now. Because again, I kind of want to walk around and try to hatch these Pokemon, so... What do you guys got to say? You're studying the ruins? I see a scientist in the making. There are drawings on stone panels. I tried moving them. I wonder what they are. Ruins of Alf. Nothing really much here for us. This is a mysterious hall. Please watch your step. So the ruins of Alf are pretty strange. They're literally just ruins. And you got a hole here, which I'm not going to mess with. Yeah, we'll just leave this be. So, there's really not a lot here for us, but if we head over here and head inside, there you got a little attendant. Welcome to this chamber. We are reconstructing ancient Pokemon stone panels. You can rotate stone panels pieces by touching them for a short time. If you touch a piece and slide it, you can move it around. We think we should be able to put them back where they were. Well, maybe. Now this one in the back. Weird hieroglyphs. This one's saying escape in weird Pokemonese. That's why I said save the escape rope. Open Sesame. And you got some Pokeballs here. An Oranberry, that's a 10 HP recovery item. I would say save your berries. Do not use berries for right now. Heal Powder. That is a healing move, but it is also bitter, so it can... I believe it just can lower the happiness of a Pokemon. Oh no, it just heals all status. Yeah, but it's very bitter, so if your Pokemon doesn't like bitter stuff, that's a whole other mechanic. They will lose happiness, so be careful if you're going to use that on like a Zubat or something. Energy Powder. That, I believe, heals Pokemon. Like, HP-wise. Yes, 50 HP. Which, I guess it's a little worse than a Super Potion. Actually, that is a Super Potion. And a Pecha Berry. That heals poison. Heading back in here, I do not suggest going down into that hole just yet. Like the attendant was saying, you have this little weird stone panel thing that's very obviously a puzzle. So you can go and drag on these little panels over. And I think I actually just put them in the right spots. You can click on them to rotate them. Just says so. And we just want to fill in the picture. There we go. Oh God! Man, this place is creepy as all hell. Did you just come down from above? So, you must have solved the stone panel puzzle. That is wonderful. You seem to have some talent with archaeology. will give you this unknown report. It records unknown as you capture them. I am sure it will come in handy. Unknown report. And he just goes off to nowhere. There's a strange presence here. The ruins of Alpha are a very strange place, especially since there are unique Pokemon that only show up here, starting with Unknown. Unknown is a really weird Pokemon. So, here's the thing. These things suck. However, if you look on the tiny little bottom screen, they do give a pretty decent amount of XP. So, it's a pure Psychic type, and they only learn the move of Hidden Power. Hidden Power is a move that is... it's weird. It turns into a random type depending on what the user is using. So, for example, for Hidden Power, one Unknown may have Hidden Power Bug, while the other one may have Hidden Power Dark. It just depends on personality traits and other random things to it. However, Unknown is just really bad. They're not a really good Pokemon, especially since they only learn Hidden Power. Maybe in the very beginning they're not bad, but I just don't recommend it. There's better Psychic types out there, not too far into the future either, so. I guess the only other nice thing is that it does come with the ability to Levitate, so hey, at least it has an immunity. The other special thing with Unknown is that each Unknown corresponds to each letter of the alphabet, including question mark and exclamation point. So if we head in here, my staff here at the Ruins Research Center is excellent, and the research makes good progress with absolutely no effort on my part. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to my staff. How do you like the Unknown report I gave you? Unknown are recorded as to catch them. It's quite useful. There are odd patterns drawn on the walls of the ruins. They must be the keys to unraveling the mystery of the ruins. So, while we're not going to be going after every single letter of the Unknown, because that's just kind of overkill, there are other chambers around here, just like this one. Each time you complete one of those chambers, it will unlock another set of Unknowns to catch. So, for right now, I believe we have A through G? Or no, A through J. That's what it was, A through J. And if you decide to go and fill out the Unknown report, it's cool. You can do it if you want to, but it's really not needed. So, before we start ending these things off here, how close are these stupid things to hatching? Not even close. Great. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna walk around. I guess I can explain about hatching eggs. Eggs depend. Well, their hatching method is dependent on how many steps you take. And while we haven't seen breeding yet, these eggs take the maximum amount of steps. So it's going to take a while for us to hatch these eggs. Now, there are methods of making it quicker to hatch the eggs. Some Pokemon that have the ability of Flame Body isn't a good example. That's why I'm kind of wanting to hatch this Slugma, because I'm pretty sure it can get that ability. But even still, it is kind of annoying to go and try to get these things, so I'm going to walk around for a bit, and by a bit, I mean for a while, and try to hatch these stupid eggs. So, I'll meet you guys when the first egg hatches. Finally got one of the eggs to hatch. That took like 4 to 5 minutes of just running. There's the Slugma. So, if you're not going to use this thing on your team, I actually highly recommend you still get it for its ability of Flame Body, because it does make hatching eggs faster. Oh, this one does come with it. You don't have a... Wow, that sucks. Man, you don't come with a really good attacking move at all, huh? Okay. Otherwise, again, Slugma just comes so late in the game that if you want to use one, the best chance is here. Anyways, I'm gonna keep running until the Wooper egg hatches. Finally, the second one is hatching. It's the Whoopie boy. Look how happy he is. He doesn't even have arms. Now, I am going to nickname this one, because if it wasn't apparent enough already, this is our third member of our team. Yeah, we already got what is it, up to 3 already. And this one is going to be named Warp. Now, this is a friend who has, one, he's one of my best friends, and all of these guys are my best friends, but Warp is responsible for having the stat box in all of the bios. He's the one who created that box, into which I cannot thank him enough for making that. He made the bios possible because of that, so... And the Pokemon he chose for me to use was a Wooper. I gave him a choice of all the water types in the game, and he chose Wooper. So, I sincerely thank you, Warp, for making the bios possible, and by itself making this LP even better than it was going to be. So, I'll ask him if he wants a shout out to his YouTube at all, but he's got good content on YouTube, he just doesn't upload anything anymore, but hey, who knows, maybe that'll push him to make more videos again. So again, thank you, Warp. You shall be immortalized as a Wooper, eventually into a Quagsire. Now let me just hope that you're not a really crappy Wooper. Minus defense plus speed, and damp. I mean, okay, damp does have its uses, but, well then again, am I gonna use this thing up against a water type? No. So, I guess it's fine. At least you come with Water Gun. There is that, it's not the worst Wooper. Anyways, now that, I don't know why I have Rocky up there. I am not using that Pokemon on my team. So, I wanted to do that because I am going to do some off-screen grinding. Case in point of getting... Okay, well, I'm going to get Mareep up to level 14 because, he actually evolves at level 15, so I don't want to have an off-screen evolution. Warp will also get up to level... probably 15 because he doesn't evolve until level 20, so... That is what I will be doing next episode, before next episode. And I'll most likely be grinding in Route 32 down there, or in Route 31, or hell, even Bellsprout Tower. I was going to mention this too. At nighttime, it's a really good opportunity to grind in Sprout Tower because Ghastlies drop a lot of XP for some reason, and they're relatively easy to take down, so I do recommend going to do that if you're going to do that. Otherwise, another decent grinding spot are the unknowns in the Ruins of Alph. Just be aware that they are special attackers. They actually can hit pretty hard at this point in the game, so just be a little wary of how much damage they can actually do. But anyways, next time on Pokemon SoulSilver, we're going to be taking on the Violet City Gym. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.